Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I will show you how to use Nmap with Metasploit and also how to import an Nmap scan result saved into a markup language or well-known XML file format into Metasploit. This video is going to be very short but sweet. Hope you enjoy it. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only. Let's start with, you can see from the screen on my right, I have Metasploitable 2, which is running on a virtual box. This is the target machine that I'm up against. Metasploitable is an intentional vulnerable machine that is designed for testing security tools and demonstrating common vulnerabilities. Now, Metasploit, you guys already know, Metasploit is a powerful open source framework used for penetration testing to perform all different pen testing methodology to simplify them into auxiliary for enumerations, exploitation, post exploitations, and so forth. Nmap is, in short, a network mapper, which is a free and open source tool that is already pre-built in Kali Linux and is used for vulnerability check, for scanning, and of course is going to do all kinds of different passive and active information gathering and also complex complex attacks within specific scripts. This is not the purpose of this video. I'm not going to show you how to use Nmap and advance your level with Nmap. I can do that on the next video. But in this video, I just want to show you how to import an Nmap scan result into Metasploit or how to use Metasploit Nmap within Metasploit. Okay, so let's start with let's say we are on the local system, we are on a local network. Metasploit is running on my local system. I don't know the IP address. How do I find the IP address of this target machine? You can use two tools or many tools, whatever, whichever command you like the best. One in particular is a pre-built net discover. It's a very powerful tool, so you have to always use it with typing sudo um, net discover dash R for the range. And if you don't know the range, the IP address, you should type IPA and check under the Internet 0 or Internet 1 or whichever you are using. It'll be completely different than mine. This is my local IP address for Kali Linux, the 4/24. That's the range. So I can go back and say 192.168.1.0/24, and it's going to find all the different hosts running within my local area network. I'm not going to go through that. I already know Metasploitable 2 is running the IP address 192.168.1.244. Okay, this is the target IP address for me. You can also use Nmap with the lowercase sn and then followed by the 192.168.1.0/24. Same things. It's going to do the same things within like that discover. Once you do that, then we can start Metasploit. We can start Metasploit with a static PostgreSQL that will initialize the database that come within Metasploit. Then we can build our own workspace, and everything we're going to do with the workspace will be saved and cached into the actual Metasploit database. And therefore, if we find ourselves to exit out from Metasploit and the time we want to come back to Metasploit and go back to the same workspace, everything will be saved. We don't have to repeat the same things and go back to square zero. So let's type service PostgreSQL start. It will prompt the password for your Kali Linux. And then we can type MSF console to start the Metasploit. And I will add the dash Q in order to not see the actual banner. Every time you start Metasploit, it's going to be a banner. If you want to, you can run it whichever you like, whichever you like. Just have to wait a few seconds. And here we are inside Metasploit. Now, let's start with checking what workspace are we. We are on the default workspace, so we need to create a workspace. We can type workspace -h in order to check all the options, lowercase a for adding workspace, lowercase d to delete workspace, and so on. Now that we know more about workspace, we can type workspace -f to add the workspace, and I'm going to call this workspace external nmap.xml because I'm going to do an external nmap and save the nmap in XML file format and then import that scan result into the actual Metasploit. Well, once again, if we look up into the workspace again, we can see that now we are inside an external nmap.xml, the one that we just created. workspace and it's no longer default. And also, if you want to check the host, you can tell everything is empty. There's nothing on the database of hosts. There's nothing in the services. Under services, it's all empty. Okay. So let's now find ourselves that we're going to perform an Nmap outside Metasploit, but we also want to import the actual map scan into Metasploit. How we're going to do that? You're going to type nmap-sv. The SV is used to perform a scan in order to verify and detect the versions of each services. And then we're going to use the top port. This is minimize the number of ports that we want to scan. In this case, I'm going to just say 100 and not the whole 65,535 ports that are available on the network. And then we're going to type P4 for the template, which is the template for is going to speed up a little bit and Nmap scan without too much interference. And then the target IP 192.168.1.244 with a dash O, lowercase o, and capital X with, and we can call this nmap scan.xml, and it will save this nmap scan into an XML. Let's press enter. This shouldn't take too long because I just minimize the number of ports that map should go through and scan them. And yeah, so let's see and here we have, this is the result and nothing to be surprised. This Metasploitable is indeed intentionally vulnerable. So the service is going to run a lot of unsecure ports and protocols open. So you can do a lot of damage on this service and you can have a lot of fun to improve and practice as well. All right. Now that we have Nmap scan result, we need to import this Nmap into the actual Metasploit. Let's check where we save these. In the PWD, we are in the home Kali desktop, LS, and we have like the Nmap scan right here. Awesome. Let's go back to the other terminal with Metasploit. And let's check also the Metasploit. We are on the same home directory Kali desktop. With ULS, we can see that we have the Nmap scan XML. Now let's import the XML scan into the Metasploit. To do so, we're going to use the db import command. Now, what is the db import command? We'll do. If we do -h, it's going to give you a little bit of information about the db import command and what you're able to do with the db import. In this case, you can upload and Nessus scan results. You can upload OpenVAS scan result. You can upload Nmap, the one that we just finished in XML markup language format, and so forth. Now the markup language format is going to look like this, just to show you. It is readable, but it's very painful to read in a sense. Its syntax is not for really friendly. And so, but by the time we're going to import inside of the Metasploit, it's going to be readable as if we have performed the normal nmap scan. So let's do this. We're going to put up this one again, and we're going to use the db import command. And then we're going to like directly launch the nmap scan.xml. If your nmap scan is being saved into a different directory, just specify the path until you reach the actual file. Press enter and we're going to have successfully imported the nmap scan. Awesome. So if I now type host, you can see it's no longer empty, but we have the IP target and the host name that was able to be identified by nmap. And if we do services, we also have the same nmap result that we previously successfully able to achieve without Metasploit. But now this is one way of importing an nmap scan externally. Let's now say we are going direct, we access Metasploit and we want to perform an nmap scan within Metasploit. I'm gonna create another workspace /8 and call it this time internal nmap. Okay, and let me check the workspace. Yes, we have now an internal nmap. And again, if I type host, it's going to be empty. If I type services, again, empty. So I'm going to db nmap. This is the command or the syntax command that you want to use when you want to perform an nmap using Metasploit. And then you type sv. In my case, I'm going to use the top ports 100. Let's do and then dash capital T4 for the template 192.168.1.244. Press enter. Just wait a few seconds, and the result will be pretty much the same, identical to the same, and they will save everything in the database, cache all the informations in the DB Metasploit. Difference is that we didn't import anything. This was already being made through Metasploit. This is what we have. So if I clear out this one and I type services, we will always have these saved. And then if I type host, again, same things. Once you have this, then you can proceed with vulnerability analysis, analyze all specific vulnerability, what could be exploitable, and go to the process of exploitations. But for the sake of this video, this was a very short and nice. Hopefully this was a useful video, and I will see you on the next. Bye.